Good morning, everyone. This is a great turnout, so thank you all. So good morning. I would like to begin by acknowledging the land we reside on and the community we serve. The Keystone Centre rests on 90 acres of Treaty 2 land in the heart of Brandon, the ancestral territory and national homeland of the Anishinaabe, Cree, Oji-Cree, Dakota, Dene, and Red River Métis. Our mission includes both the respect of these historical relationships and the continued partnership that present Indigenous business, culture, and its irreplaceable contributions to our community. It is my pleasure to welcome you all to the Keystone Centre. My name is Connie Lawrence. I have the honor of serving as the CEO and manager of this magnificent multi-use facility, a place where memories and moments are created. The Keystone Centre is home to many firsts: learning to skate, scoring your first goal, riding a horse, petting a cow, throwing a curling rock, attending your first concert or fair, and of course, cheering at your very first WHL game. This is a place built on a strong foundation. Mission: to build and strengthen community, one experience at a time. Vision: to be innovative, a world-class destination where community meets experiences, learns, and thrives for generations to come. Values: to achieve our vision and carry out our mission. These are the values we strive to demonstrate through our decision-making in our roles and carry out our day-to-day activities: stewardship, innovation, sustainability, culture, integrity, community, resilience, creativity, collaboration, and progressiveness. As we gather here today, I'm excited to open the next chapter of our journey, a future built on these very principles. Together, we will continue to educate and engage our community of the importance of the Keystone Centre and all that it represents to Brandon and the Westman area. It is now my sincere pleasure to introduce Barry Cooper, our new Executive Director of the Keystone Centre Foundation.
Just in case you forget something. Thank you, Connie. Oh boy, I look around this room, so many smiling faces. And that's something you see a lot at Keystone Centre. Because the Keystone really is about experiences. I think back about shared experiences. This is the building where I caught a calf and a calf scramble at the winter fair. And that changed my life because it got me really excited about being in the ag industry and the cattle business. Probably wouldn't have happened if I hadn't had that calf and got the show buck. This building has done so many things in my own life and in the lives of everybody in this room to shape them and to change the experiences that they've had. Everybody has a story about this building and about these grounds, and that's why it matters so much. So it was an easy decision when Connie asked me to get involved and take on this role with the foundation. I've always been passionate about Keystone. I've always been passionate about this community. And I can't think of a way that the two could be better served than being involved here. I've always asked myself the question as we got into this about what would Brandon look like, Brandon and Westman look like if the Keystone Centre wasn't here? What a scary thought. And that made it really easy to be involved. So lots of you know me as a bit of a numbers guy. I love to look at the numbers. And so I want to share just a few with you really quick. The first one is 80 million. So that's the amount of money that the local gross economic activity that the Keystone generates just from their 6 biggest events. Second one, 2,000. That's the number of jobs, either directly or indirectly attributed to the Keystone Centre being here. And the third one, 14.6. Some of the politicians will love this one, because that's the amount of government revenue that the Keystone Centre generates through itself and the groups that are hosted in this building. But the Keystone is so much more than an economic juggernaut. It's a cultural hub. From the Wheat Kings to kids hockey, egg days to cattle and horse shows, curling to bull hockey, Royal Winter Fair, the Canadian Arabian Show and professional bull riding, concerts, speakers, and monster trucks, team meetings and chamber galas. What an incredible range of activities and events that occur here. And my last number for you right now, 2,800. That's the number of event days every year the Keystone Centre hosts. And don't forget about outside the building. 90 acres of land with an amazing green space and potential for green space. Everyone remembers coffee parties during COVID out under the trees. Outdoor car shows. The 50th anniversary party that the Keystone hosted. Events at Clara and the outdoor stage. And of course, the Provincial X Summer Fair. We have such a beautiful facility outside the building too, besides the 540,000 feet under the roof. And of course, the Keystone parking lot where so many people learn to drive. God help us all. Anyway, so why, after 50 years, are we finally having this conversation about a foundation? And honestly, it's a lot like planting a tree, right? Best time was 20 years ago, and the second best time is today. So let's get at it. But like that tree, we want deep roots and a strong trunk. And so to do that, we're going to focus on 3 pillars. The first one is education. I've already shared some economic and some cultural numbers, but there's so much more we'll talk about in the future. But the bottom line is, the Keystone is a key economic and cultural driver for Brandon and for West Van. One of the best value for money investments we could ever make. And we need to talk more about this. Being part of a community for over 50 years, it's so easy to forget how truly important this building is. If we walked in today with an $80 million business, they'd be building a statue of me out in front of City Hall, and yet we have one right here. It truly is a crown jewel for Western Manitoba. Second pillar, engagement. We want to interact with people. We want to have these conversations. I want to hear what Keystone does well. We want to hear where we fall short and we could do better. We need to talk about what we are and what we could be and how do we get there. I see this foundation as a tremendous conduit between our senior leadership group at the Keystone, our board of directors, and the community. It's an opportunity to connect all 3 groups. And the third pillar, of course, fundraising. We're so excited to be able to work with the Brandon and Area Community Foundation to manage our fund. Their expertise is going to ensure that our money, that any money is donated, are secure and invested wisely. The Keystone Centre also presently receives strong funding from the City of Brandon and the Province of Manitoba. And both of them are great supporters of this facility. But the opportunity to do more requires additional funds. And it will allow us to prepare for the future while creating greater access to the community now. And so as our first steps on that note, I'm pleased to announce that the Keystone will open their doors to the community on Saturday, December 20th, for a family-friendly afternoon. Right at the start of Christmas break, when parents are looking for something to do with their family, we're going to host a free, activities-based event featuring many of the rooms and the rinks of the Keystone. Lots more to come on that. So watch our social media and local media for that information. I'm also pleased to announce the first annual Keystone Foundation fundraising dinner, May 14th, with keynote speaker Israel Idonije. So many of you will know him as a Brandon boy. a Vincent Massey grad, a Chicago Bear, and now very successful restaurant owner and public speaker with a very strong focus on philanthropy. That evening will also feature comedian Dave Hempstead. So Dave's a 3-time Canadian Comedy Award nominee, member of CBC's The Debaters, which has taken on its own guerrilla movement with Shea Angela lately, and has played Just for Laughs. So Dave, for those of you who know the Hempstead name, might take that connection, that he does have some local connections here, and we're excited about that. And our evening really plans to celebrate amazing Manitoba foods and local successes. So finishing up, I want to thank the Keystone Centre Board of Directors and the Keystone Centre senior leadership for their vision and support of this foundation. I'm also grateful to our 3 members, the Provincial Ex, the City of Brandon, and the Manitoba Provincial Government for their encouragement. No challenge is big moves forward without an entire team's assistance and just plain hard work. In fact, this project is so large that it actually will require our entire community to succeed. So as I look around this room, I see leaders in this community that are here to support us. I thank you all very much for being here. Thank you for being part of this journey and for being part of the Keystone Centre's Foundation success story that we're just starting to write. I'm excited to have you join me in celebrating our past, respecting our present, and providing for our future. Thank you all.
Thank you, Barry. So at this time, I have a few guest speakers that I'd like to call up. The Honorable Grant Jackson, MP for the Brandon-Souris area.
Thanks, folks. No honorable needed. That's that's something to get used to, I guess. I can't help but walk into this building, and we're talking about the future of the Keystone Centre, reflect on my past in the building. Of course, grew up playing hockey, curling in the facilities here. A family tradition every year with my dad was coming to the Royal Manitoba Winter Fair. Still continued that tradition as an elected official. I was lucky enough to bring him as the MLA for Spruce Woods. A couple of the evening programs. He just had a knee transplant on Monday, so he'll be in much better shape for the Royal Manitoba Winter Fair this coming spring. And I know we'll be back. And those are some significant core memory moments. Getting to go into the Wheat Kings dressing room as a Timbits hockey player for the intermission skates during Wheat Kings games and stuff. Those are things that you take with you for the rest of your life. And as a small town kid, getting to come into a facility like this, you just don't see that every day. And in fact, you find out as you get older that very few other communities have a facility like this at all. And many small town kids from other parts of the province and other parts of the country never get those experiences of coming to events in a facility like this. So for me, the Keystone Centre is a Westman regional facility. It is not just the city of Brandon's, although it is located here in the Wheat City. And it's something we often talk about. I was privileged to meet with Connie not long before she was appointed CEO, or shortly after. I can't just remember now. And as well as the chair of the board, Councillor Luebke and others. And so for my commitment at the federal level, whatever we can do to support this facility is certainly my commitment to you and to this community. But it is a choice to invest in this facility. And I want to commend Barry Cooper for taking this challenge on, because the Keystone Centre isn't a business. It is a community investment. And people of the Wheat City and Westman have to choose this facility if they want it to remain here. And so by establishing this foundation and taking this on, today is a bit of an announcement, but I would also call it a call to action for this city and the people of the region to come together and say, what does this facility mean to you? And how long do you want it to be here in the future? Building a facility like this, again, is is fairly unthinkable in today's context of construction costs and the global investment and economic climate we're living in. So we have it, and we're ahead of the game because we have it. And I think it is so important to go out there and do that hard work of asking the community as well as governments to invest in this facility to ensure that it is here for decades to come, so that more Westmount kids like me have the memories that I have growing up in this facility. So I want to commend Barry, I want to commend Connie, and the entire Keystone board, the three major partners, for the work that you're doing here. It's not going to be easy, but it is necessary work, and I hope the community, I have faith that the community will step up to support this incredible initiative. I know Barry knows how to get a hold of me, so I'm sure I will be making a personal contribution to the foundation, and we will go from there as to how the federal government potentially, possibly, could be convinced to play a role. I won't make any commitments on Prime Minister Carney's behalf today, but I will. I am certainly open, and I know those conversations are coming.
It's 2 more votes.
Yeah, I won't. No, I certainly won't be crossing the floor. I love the Keystone, but not that much. Good try, Barry. But I know those conversations are coming, so I do look forward to that. It is such an important facility for this community. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Grant. Minister Glen Simard, our hometown MLA for Brandon East and Minister of Municipal and Northern Relations.
I don't know, I love the Keystone that much, maybe.
You're coming over?
Come on! No, I think one of the most important things, I won't touch on all the events that I've attended and you've all attended here. Keystone's a special place, really. And Connie and the team have big designs for the future of this facility. We were all obviously very happy with the City of Brandon to have doubled the operating funds in the last year to contribute to things you see around, the nuts and bolts of the flooring on the north side, the viewing lounge behind me through liquor and lotteries. But I think we're talking about something much bigger than that. We're talking about something that enshrines the Keystone. We're the same age, right? I'm the same age as Keystone, and sometimes you're a little worse for wear. And really what it is, and the Keystone Centre endures the government of the day, whether it's municipal government, whether it's provincial government, no matter the color, the Keystone Centre is still here because it matters. And we're gonna find out how much it matters to the community under Barry's leadership and with the foundation. We can make a big difference for this place. And it's to MP Jackson's point, this is something nobody else really has, right? We were here for our convention. You forgot to mention the NDP conventions are also. But there was like 3 hockey practices going on at our convention. We had curling going on, and then a dog show. And nobody knew there was a dog show on here. So I went down there and spent 20 minutes just watching, because you never know what's happening. And the connectedness to the accommodations here and the different establishments really makes it a special place. So whatever you need, open line of communication from the provincial X, from the city, and from the province. Let's make this a reality. Let's make it big for the future and leave that legacy for the next 50 years. Thank you.
His Worship, Jeff Fawcett, Mayor of City of Brandon.
Well, I won't go into too much because things have been touched a lot here, but I do want to note again, like everybody, I've spent many, many times here doing all kinds of things. When I was a football player, running to set up the stands during the shows with the horses. When we started the Wheat Kings hockey school, I was a dryland trainer. That's why they were all so fit back in the day. I don't know what they're doing now. But more than anything, what I want to recognize is the asset that this is. And we take it for granted, and it is a wonderful thing. I was just out in Steinbach not long ago. They have a fantastic new facility there. Fantastic new facility. And, you know, I always get that sense I'm gonna come back here, and people say, too bad we don't have things like that. While I'm there, there's senior politicians that say, oh, wow, this is great, wonderful you did this. They say, yeah, it's good, there's no Keystone Centre. And yeah, that's right, it is not a Keystone Centre. This is awesome, and we need to recognize that, we need to own that. This is a fantastic facility we will not build right now. And so for the foresight that people had to put this together, it's, you know, let's capitalize on this. It's key to what we're doing. I want to recognize Bruce Luebke, who's been chair of the board the last little while. I want to recognize Minister Simard. And Grant, I'm going to recognize Grant, although he's not on that, you know, provincial committee, but Grant's a good guy. And he's always helpful there. But in the last few years, like, you know, it had come to us that, you know what, we need to make sure the Keystone is stable. The Keystone is as vibrant as possible, and we've all stepped up to do it. So Provincial X has played a big role in doing that. We're working together. But more than anything, I want to recognize Connie, Dan, who never seems to go away, and we're grateful for that. And the whole team, the staff that's at the Keystone Centre, a lot of the staff that's at the Keystone Centre has been here a long time. And they believe in the Keystone Centre. And this place thrives because they get asked to do everything. Like the amount of things that go on in here, and they got to figure it all out all the time. We're so fortunate, and it's got a good system in place because it's got stable staff, and they love it. They appreciate it. That reflects out to us. And there's a lot more to come. And the fact that the Keystone Centre has 1,000 touch points. It has so many touch points. You could be a person that's never put on skates in your life, but you love your dog, and you've been in here piles of times because you have dog shows. And you can do all kinds of different things that have you as a touch point. So when a foundation gets set up, it's got 1,000 touch points to go out there and work with the community that say it was a valuable thing. The Keystone Centre got us to where we are, and we continue to use it. So kudos to the team. Kudos to everybody that's put this together. Barry, your retirement did not stick at all, and I'm grateful for that. So thank you very much, Brandon Area Foundation. Thanks for being involved, and let's do it.
Jennifer Ludwig, President of Brandon Chamber of Commerce.
I'd like to thank you for this opportunity to speak on behalf of the Brandon Chamber of Commerce. When I was asked to speak today, I began to reflect on what the Keystone Centre has meant to me over the years. Many of my exciting memories growing up in Brandon can be traced to an event or an activity that took place right here in this very building. From learning about agriculture and animals at the Royal Manitoba Winter Fair, to cheering on our Brandon Wheat Kings, to singing my heart out at socials and concerts. All of these have brought joy and fun to my life. But now, as an adult and business owner, I've really begun to see the building and its true value. The Keystone Centre is an economic anchor of this community. The value and economic stimulus from events that are hosted within this facility is remarkable and so important to the business community in Brandon. There is not another venue like the Keystone Centre in Manitoba, and dare I say, Western Canada. The Keystone Centre has been an important, strategic, and honorable friend to the Brandon Chamber of Commerce. This venue is the most frequently used location for the Chamber, hosting half of our Chamber luncheons in the past 3 years, in addition to our Women of Westman Conference and the Business Awards Gala Dinner on an annual basis. The venue continues to stand out for its central location, well-maintained facilities, dependable service, welcoming staff, and fantastic food. The strong and mutually beneficial partnership with the Keystone Centre has led directly to the growth and success of the Brandon Chamber of Commerce. So with that, I would like to congratulate the board and the staff of the Keystone Centre on this exciting initiative, and we look forward to collaborating in the future.
Bob Cooney, Executive Director for BACF.
Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me? This is the downside of being a tall person. As Connie mentioned, my name is Cooney. I'm the Executive Director of the Community Foundation, and my particular Keystone Centre experience is spending my high school years, which I won't divulge the years of, playing in the band at Rinkside during the Royal Manitoba Winter Fair. So, I do have some long-term experience with the building and the facility. And what I really like to say at the moment is, on behalf of all of our board, our volunteers, we'd like to thank the Keystone Centre and the new foundation and Barry for placing your trust in us as a community organization. It's incredibly important that we develop these types of external partnerships, and we look forward to working together with everyone to help improve the Keystone Centre and the foundation and help things grow in very general terms. Now, a bit about us. We started 60 years ago, so we have 10 years on the Keystone Centre. But that was with a modest investment of about $25,000 from interested community people. And we've turned that, over the past 60 years, into a $28 million bank account. And this past year, we've awarded $800,000 in community grants. Typically, it's about $1.2 million per year, depending on the volume of donations we receive from people. And so we're looking to work cooperatively with the Keystone Centre to manage and help them grow their foundation in the same manner that we've grown our organization over these many years. And that's literally all I need to say. I think Barry said it all. Everybody else has said it all. And let's get on with supporting this wonderful organization.
Apparently I'm not tall. So last but not least, I would like to welcome up Bruce Luebke, our Keystone Board Chair.
I was thinking it was fortunate Bob was speaking before me because you wouldn't have to adjust the mic afterwards. It's really heartening to see everybody here today. I guess my purpose, Barry told me I had to go last. I don't know if he thought I was batting cleanup or we heard from the rest and now hear from the best. This has been something I think that's been in the works for quite some time. I've been chair of the board for over 5 years. The one nice thing about it, I can think that in 5+ years, I've had 6 municipal relations ministers to deal with on behalf of the Keystone Centre. It was kind of nice to have one that we didn't have to explain bit by bit what the Keystone Centre was all about, because we ended up with Glen Simard. Jeff is a lifelong Brandonite, so certainly knows the value of the Keystone Centre, and you have partners like that along with Clint Swain, president of Princeau Exhibition, and their group. Makes it a lot easier to try and get things done, and I think we can see over the past couple of years how much we're progressing here at the Keystone Centre. You can certainly see that in the building, but also when we signed our long-term funding agreement 3+ years ago, there were some commitments we made to our members and to our funding partners about what the future of the Keystone Centre looked like, and obviously part of that was getting our revenues in order and exploring new revenue opportunities and looking at what a capital campaign might look like for the Keystone Centre. So this is part of that commitment we made to our members to launch this foundation. Barry's retirement certainly worked out well for him to jump on board, and the timing then to launch the foundation certainly worked out very well. And I can say, probably selfishly, there's been some things here at the Keystone Centre, not building-wise, but property-wise, that I've looked forward to improving for many years. Even going back to when I first ran for council 7 years ago and talking about the green space possibilities that we had here at the Keystone Centre that have been, not fulfilled probably to a large extent. Being the councillor for the ward that surrounds the Keystone Centre that does not have a sizable green space, it was certainly a pet project of mine to see what we could do with that. And I think those ideas of opportunities that the Keystone Centre holds to create new memories for people outside of
what we do in the building, but in the surrounding area, the 90 acres that we have, I think is really what bore the creation of this foundation. And it's obviously a great opportunity to move forward. We look forward to more collaboration and partnership with our members to move some things forward. I think we have some future announcements coming up in the very near future on what some of the things we're looking at raising money for and what the foundation can support. I think, Connie, if I'm not mistaken, we got a business after 5 with our chamber booked in January. Maybe we'll have something by that time to share with our business people in the community, and certainly look forward to having Barry. I said to Barry, one of the things as board chair for me is to support him in this role. Because sometimes being a leader doesn't mean you have to be up front. It means you're supporting the people that can do the job properly. And I look forward to you, Barry, growing this foundation and being part of future success for the Keystone Centre as we move forward with this. So appreciate that. Thanks everyone for coming, and stay tuned for more information.
Russell Peters is on next week too, if you want to get to it.
He takes my thunder.
Terrible.
So as we look around, I do just want to give a special thanks to my maintenance team that came up from downstairs. And why I say team is because I am nothing without the people around me. So I do appreciate you guys. I want to say thank you to my management team that are all out here in the crowd. Thank you guys so much. My office girls that are there. Thank you to my Sodexo team that is over here. Again, this building, oh, and Dan, my finance person, he's over here, that's my management. But again, we are nothing without the people that are here. So if I could just take a minute and give a round of applause to these guys. And in closing, I want to sincerely thank each and every one of you for taking the time out of your busy schedules to be a part of our special moment. I would also like to recognize the dedication, time, and effort of the Keystone management team that has invested in bringing this project to life. We hope you'll continue to create unforgettable memories here at the Keystone Centre for many years to come. I also want to take a moment just to say next week on Monday and Tuesday, we have 2 really big announcements that are coming out as well too. So stay tuned for more details. November 20th, Russell Peters in Brandon. Nowhere else, Manitoba, in Brandon. So that's pretty cool. Afterwards, Barry and I will be over here at these cocktail tables. So if anybody has any further questions on anything, questions due to the foundation, I would recommend please go to Barry. Anything to do with the Keystone, please come to me. I also want to remind everybody that's thinking about retirement, you probably don't want to let me know. Rick, Jan, Barry, they're a part of my team now. So anybody else that's out there that's thinking about it, just let me know. I can always find something for you to do. Thank you all for coming.
For the record, 20,000 people in Brandon say